Hello, my name is Shidley and welcome back for another episode of Tier 3 as, well, I suppose Iran. I'm probably still gonna keep calling it Persia, because that is what the name of the series has. But anyway, our last episode we did expand a bit further east, I believe. And we're currently working on researching the joint stock companies. After that, we're going to start working towards getting the pump track so we can finally unlock the oil rigs. Because that is going to be very, very crucial for our plans for this series. But, you know, we've got that queued up. In military, we're currently getting... actually, what are we getting? Power of the Purse. Okay, that should be the last level 2 research there. And then it's going to start getting some of the level 3 stuff. The breech-loading artillery would be probably pretty nice. We do have quite a bit more innovation that we could have. We could have up to 125 right now. We only got 101. Which does mean that we need to increase our university sizes a little bit. At some point, we are having a bit of monetary issues right now. Of course, we are currently on... Actually, we are on high taxes. Oh. Now, of course, we are paying a lot for construction, although admittedly a decent chunk of that is coming from the investment pool, which is still growing. But one of the things that we might be able to do is just not build as much, quite frankly. So we currently have a fairly good amount of things in here underway, but it's mostly like getting the military shipyard so we can start building a bit of a fleet. So that we can get a bit more interest and, you know, we can protect some of our convoys, maybe. But that is going to take a while, and I think what we'll do is, once we've built these, we'll let the private sector take over. Like, we'll continue building, like, maybe one building at a time. So, you know, we still get some stuff done, but it's not going to be quite as expensive for us. We still got a gold reserve of about 500,000. So we can still go on for a little while. So let's go ahead and unport, shall we? So we do have quite a bit... Oh, actually. You know my mana? We could lower your autonomy. They might not accept it. Oh no, they did. They're a puppet now. Well, there we go. So, and the liberty side, yes, that's still going down very quickly. Okay, so that's good. We might get a tiny bit more money eventually. I believe, actually, that's something. Next thing is, yeah, demand annexation. We can't do that until now 1889, but that's fine. And GDP has grown a decent bit. We're actually number 10 in the list now. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we've overtaken Dutch East Indies. Barely, but we have. And then next one's going to be Spain. That well, okay, Dutch East Indies went ahead of us again. That's fine. Right, we did get the iron mine built in Tabriz now. So I'm going to go ahead and move that road maintenance down to, I suppose it's Fars, isn't it? Yeah. Fars, we'll move it there so we can build up the shipyard slightly faster. It's not going to be a massive increase in there, but it does help. And that's the railway in Iran and Hormuz will also go faster, slightly faster. And one of the things that we do need to do, probably later on in this episode, we need an unlock. Oh, not that it's necessarily that much needed for us. Although I suppose I could potentially do a little bit colonization then in the malaria-ridden areas. I suppose, is this one also a severe malaria? Yes, okay. So we could potentially start setting up colony in Papua, but I think we're not going to do that. Mostly because the, having colonies over here is going to be a liability in case of war, because we won't have the fleet to really protect it. At least not for a long while. Standard living is now 9.8, so that's pretty decent. Now, we don't have over 50% literary rate, and it has been going up fairly quickly there. So that is definitely good news. We do have quite a bit of radicals to deal with, but I suppose we did... Oh, egalitarian is spreading, okay. We did fairly recently conquer a lot of areas in here. I believe we have started... actually, did we start incorporating all the states already? No, there's still one more over here that we have not started. That's from Kabul. Oh, right, yeah, we conquered Kabul at the end of last episode, didn't we? Well, yeah, we did actually conquer it entirely. Kandahar still has a tiny bit of areas there, but that's about it. But yeah, Kabul is done. They've got quite a bit of industries in here. Do they actually have... They don't have enough workers on most of these. They got a lot of peasants to hire, and they don't really have enough qualifications. It's the... Okay, they do have the philosophy department at least there. So that's good. We are losing a whole lot of money right now, though. But I suspect that as we get... Actually, now that we've got the iron mine in Tabriz, that might reduce the iron price locally, which should start reducing some of the construction costs. It's still going to be bloody massive, mind you. It has gone down a tiny bit. And then I suppose the private sector is building some lead mines, as well as some tooling workshops. That's going to be, well, especially the tooling works is going to be quite nice. We'll build a steel mill, logging camps, fertilizer plant, and explosive factory. So, speaking of logging... Oh, Law progress. Oh, right. We were trying to pass the poor laws right now, so that's going forward. So one of the things that we are going to do in this episode, hopefully, is since we get the joint stock companies, we should then be able to choose another company. And I think what we're going to go for is actually going to be the forestry company, because that extra infrastructure will be very useful. Oh, and okay, Jabal Shamal back down. There's something going on over here. I'm not entirely sure what that was about. We still have the fleet with no commander, but honestly, it doesn't really need a commander since there's no ships in there to begin with. Let me just double check. We don't have an admiral there. We don't have a whole lot of bureaucracy available though either, although we are building up some more. Oh, now we've got the... Oh, right, we're building the government administration in file, so we're not going to actually move the government administration location at all. Or the, road maintenance decree, rather. We're not going to move it away from files right now. Eventually, once we start working in Kabulistan, we might get it there for a while, just to speed up the construction, because it's very slow construction otherwise. But yeah, we're still spending quite a bit of money. The tooling workshop's going to take another 12 weeks, so we did just get the lead mine already built. Urmia's going to be getting the steel mill, but that's going to take a while. We do have almost 100 construction speed already, but the construction cost being a lot is not really helping our situation. And Kabulistan, yeah, market access is a problem. That's why we're building the railway in there. At least somewhere down the line. It's going to take a decent bit of time to get it fully active, I suppose. Oh, City of Plenty in Fars. Oh. I'm just going to let them celebrate. We'll get a little bit more loyalists, hopefully. Not a huge amount, because those portions of the population are quite small. Like, Middle Strata makes it 2.8 million. And there's some people that are living below the expected standard of living, which is not great. And then Upper Strata is only 132,000, which, to be fair, of the population in Fars, I don't know how much they are in there, I suppose. Can we see it through here? 220,000 Middle Strata in Fars, okay. And 8,000 Upper Strata, okay, so that's actually not that bad of a percentage there. So we did get a little bit more loyalist, but it's not all that much in the grand scheme of things. The slowly starting to run out of gold reserves, though, but we are also discord within the armed forces. With their support, this bill shall pass. So now we've got 61% of progressing. Pretty decent. Once we get a bit more government administration, that's hopefully going to help with some more bureaucracy. We do still have some institutions that we probably want to advance, although none of them too desperately right now. But I suppose we do need to get more bureaucracy to then core... I think it was Kabulistan. Ooh. Ethiopia is unified. Well done, Ethiopia. Right, I suppose another thing that I should have a look at... Okay, Oman has unified again. Our relations are quite poor, though, so we could easily go ahead and just clear out some of the area. I think we might want to start with Omani Hormuz. Well, that's a Congress state. It's not too bad, though. Is there anyone that would join? The Majertine? But that's not really a lot of troops, so we would just, like, one army or two armies, we should be able to defeat them quite easily. It will be a bit costly, though. They might even actually accept that. If we go for the return state of Bampur, is that... Oh, Quadar. Okay, that's a tree port in here. Oh, that's part of Balochistan. Okay. So I suppose currently they have an access to our market then through there. Kind of. Okay, I think we might want to go for the Omani Hormuz. Again, this is going to be costly. They might back down. Also, this one I can probably just declare neutrality. I don't think I'm going to need it there. Right, so they did not back down yet. They are fearful, though. I'm going to go ahead and add in the war goal of return state, Mani Bampur. And then I suppose I could go ahead and add a war goal for take treaty port in Balochistan. So we'll basically clear out Omani holdings on our side of the coastline here. And I suspect what we'll do is we'll go ahead and activate the small army over here. I guess we'll put it in there. Now, we won't activate the other armies quite yet. Later on, we might activate another one to just clear out some of these pockets and then, you know, clear out the areas that we need. Oh, Sikh Empire's improving relations. Well, that's very friendly of them. We've still got about 37 weeks that we can go on with this current rate of, well, deficit, I suppose. We do probably have a little bit of buildings that we could still sell. Let's have a look at that, shall we? Oh, there's a coal mine that we are trying to sell. Explosive factory, I could probably privatize that one. And the fruit industry I can probably privatize at this point. I suspect that at least the latter one is going to be very much sought after. The military shipyard, it's not really doing much yet because we don't have any need for the military ships yet. Motor industry going to still hold on to. Paper mills I'm still probably going to hold on to. Textile mills I could probably sell. And the tooling workshops, I suppose I probably could sell as well. That's going to give us a bit more money to work with. Oh, so which front are they sending to? Bumper front. Okay, so that one. I guess we'll just go ahead and take the second Iranian army. We don't really need to activate it quite yet, though. But we'll send it over there. So we can close off some of the enemies at least. And then, you know, if need be, we can activate all 3 armies and just clear out these areas and then just hold off. Maybe start demobilizing some of the armies during the... Oh! My mana is having a revolt. Well, they are going to need my help. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and send this one to help with the revolt over there. Then we'll take the second Iranian army. I know we are going to take a lot of costs here, but assuming that the sales go through, and we get some more money from the investment pool, we should be able to deal with this quite easily. And again, we can probably defeat the army over there, then go ahead and clear out that one. We'll probably clear out this one at the same time as well, so we should be mostly fine with these front lines here. We're having a bit of a liquor shortage right now. I suppose one of the things that I could do is, for example, the fruit industry over here. Just put in the pot stills, provide a little bit of extra liquor. We don't need it too much most of the time. But right now, it might be a bit expensive. Well, I say a little bit expensive. I mean a heck of a lot expensive. Joint stock companies will be done soon enough, though. And then we'll start working towards the, well, we'll get the dynamite. Then we'll get the steam donkey. And then we'll get the pump tracks. Bahrain is improving relations with that? I think so. Oh, right, they are one of our vassal. Wait, hold on. Let me just double check that it was actually improving. No, the damaging relations. Okay. Well, I suppose. Oh, there we go. Power of the powers. I wonder what's gonna... Oh, and Oman backs down. Well, there we go. Well, we got at least the Hormuz area. We did not get the rest of it. In which case, we can probably demobilize these 2 armies. They don't need to be active. We'll have 1 army already in here to deal with the enemy. And low progress to adoption. Well, there we go. I probably should have placed some of these things as a primary target, but that's fine. So we could, in Hormuz, we could have up to 36 oil rigs already. Now, of course, we do not have the ability to build them, nor to discover more right now, but that is still going to be quite a bit. There's a huge demand for transportation. We got the public transport there already. Is there any of the industries that we just inherited from there that need to... No, I think most of that is fine. There's a bit of peasants as well available, so that's quite nice. The railway still needs to hire a lot of people. I suspect that might be part of the reason. I suppose that was probably built fairly recently, wasn't it? Right, Kabulistan is now getting the railway as well. We'll get the government administration built quickly. And then we'll... Oh, electric telegraph is spreading. Okay. So that's in the military, so that's going to be... War exhaustion casualties reduction. Okay, that's not bad, actually. And in the society, we're getting the egalitarianism, which is going to unlock some different parties. It's going to increase the minimum expected standard of living from literary. And then max social security institution investment, which, you know, it's got some good things in there, I suppose. The joint stock company is going to be 3 months away. So we should be getting that soon. We do have this revolt to deal with. Technically speaking, I probably could have gone with a smaller army. We are still paying a lot, although we did manage to sell some of the assets from the state, so it reduces the bureaucracy demand, as well as, you know, the efficiency of those buildings will be slightly higher. And of course, we'll be able to continue the deficit spending for a little bit longer. We've got the 5th Iranian army, which... okay, this one should probably just be combined to... Maybe actually we'll combine it to the 4th one. Where's the 3rd one? 3rd one. North India. There we go, and I believe we've got one more. 5th Iranian army. I'll combine this into the 3rd one. Oh, no, I already set those to be... What about the 4th one? That's in Caucasus. Oh, right, yeah, that's going to be fine. Okay, so that's going to combine in here. How much do we actually have here? We've only got 5 battalions to the north. I mean, it's still something. Russia's still fighting their civil war, which is fine. That keeps them busy. Looks like the civil war over here for us is... Oh, steel railway cars unlocked. Oh, that's going to be brilliant. Now, let's go ahead and switch all of the railways now, immediately. Oh, barracks have still got some without that. I suppose that might be some of the new ones. Also, the public trams, we're going to go ahead and activate. Maybe it's going to require a little bit more engines, but that's fine. And then Fishing wharves, we need to fishing trawlers, railways. So steam trains, we can get that one. It's going to unlock or give it a lot more transportation. Well, at least a little bit more transportation. And then, of course, the steel passenger carriages is going to increase the transportation availability even further. In some places, it might not be very profitable right now. I suppose what we could do, if we have a look at the goods, local goods, so places where there's a very tiny price for transportation, like Semnan, is there anything that we could do to, yeah, we can put the rail transportation there to reduce at least some of that, and of course give out a little bit more workers for other possible jobs. I think Kerman's also got a fairly low demand there. We are using the stuff already quite a bit, though. Yeah, that is all using it already. So that one won't really get much of an increase in there. What about the other areas? Peru's got a lot of, well, it needs a bit of extra transportation. We could probably go ahead and figure out if there's anything else that I could do there. Well, the cotton plantation can get that. Dye plantation already has that. Opium's got that. Tobacco's got that. I guess the livestock ranches, I can't do that one. I've got the barbed wire fence there already, though. Okay, well, that's reducing, well, you know, increasing the rail users a little bit further. Shift work is now spreading. Alright, then. And standard of living, there's still some areas that are having quite a bit of issues with that, but it's getting better and better. Just 12 weeks for the joint stock company, so that should be pretty good. Private side is, or private sector is building the steel mill still, as well as another fertilizer plant in Croton. And the revolt has started, or the war over here has started. I should probably go ahead and make sure that my army, it is on the offensive. Okay, so there we go. That's going to be a very quick war then. And then the armies can be demobilized, and that's hopefully going to cut down the expenses that we're currently paying for them. Construction cost is still pretty high. GDP has gone up to 25.5 million. So we are slowly catching up to... Let's have a look at that again. So yeah, we are slowly catching up to Spain, although actually they have increased their GDP a decent bit as well. So there's kind of a bit of way to go to actually catch up with them, but I'm sure that we can get there eventually. We're only 10 million behind USA as well. Which, to be fair, since the Confederate States is still a thing, and they haven't taken stuff from Mexico, they don't own California, for example, and all that. Oh, there we go, that revolt is done. That does reduce the expenses quite a bit, and we've still got a decent bit of gold reserves now that we sold a lot of the buildings, so that's good. We do have a fair bit of bureaucracy. Oh, and now we've got poor laws. Okay, well, there's so much for the bureaucracy then. Never mind then. But now people are actually getting money, which does mean that they are then able to buy their things, which means the profitability of things is going to be slightly better. Standard of living should be improving, and the joint stock company is just a few months away, or not months, but a few weeks away, rather. Oh, right. Oh, no. What happened there is we're only building one building right now, and we're going to keep it that way. We are going to speed up the building of the railway in Kabulistan at least a little bit, mind you. But that way we can let the private sector pay for most of the construction, so we are making still money, so we don't have to take loans or anything like that, but we can still do things that will benefit us as a whole, I suppose. Do we have any... No, I don't think we have any there. We do have a little bit of unrealized taxes. But where is that happening then? Well, it's not really that massive. Kandahar's got a little bit of problem, but... Oh, and there's the joint stock companies. There we go. So we're going to go for the forestry thing. Because it's going to be profitable, it's going to be increasing the infrastructure that we get from population a lot, which means that we don't need to build as much railways or anything like that. Plus, you know, it reduces the, or it increases the production of our logging industry, which does reduce then the construction costs as well, in a way. Not necessarily direct or immediately, but it should still help with that quite a bit, because right now we're still paying quite a bit for the construction. It's almost 64,000. Now, the wood price of that isn't a massive amount, like half of that is basically the iron price, mind you. But we are improving the situation. And once the railway in Kabulistan is mostly done, we'll start building yet another building somewhere. So what actually do we need? In terms of high demand, we've got, of course, coffee. Oh, we do have a bit of sell orders here. Right, that's the import. Yeah, fertilizer, we've got a fertilizer plant underway already, so we don't need that one. We've got a steel mill that was just built, I think, so that should be reducing the steel price at least a little bit. Of course, we are going to need a lot more of that now since we did the steel railway car. So maybe another steel mill over here would not be a bad idea. It would still probably be a fairly decent productivity. Or, well, actually, right now the productivity isn't that massive. Oh, it is pretty good, but it's kind of going downwards because of the new one. Oh, and right, North German Federation is pretty strong. Scandinavia is also united. There's still a little stuff in the southern, or South Germany that is not part of the Federation, thus Germany is not a thing yet. Or United Germany, rather, is not a thing yet. But yeah, so 3 more weeks for the fertilizer plant, 2 more weeks for the fertilizer plant. We're also getting another textile mill, which is quite nice, and another opium plantation. Very nice. We do need, actually, how are we looking on that anyway? Are we, we're number 2 producer, okay. Quite a bit of distance to catch up with British Raj, though, but I think we can get there. Where do we have the... Right, we've got the level 3 motor engines in here. They're not really in that high demand yet. But once we get the pump tracks and all that, that's going to increase a lot. Right, so now we're getting the dynamite. That should increase the resource discovery chance. Although I don't think there's a lot of resources for us to discover other than oil, and that won't be discovered until we get to the pump tracks. Right, so we've still got a tiny bit of infamy. We can probably let that go down a little bit further. How long do we have truce with Kandahar? That's embargo truce with... okay, oh, right, matter of a few days. Never mind then. So we could potentially conquer that one. They got a little bit... Oh, they got double food industry there. And a whole lot of wheat fields. And some opium plantations as well. Okay, so that could potentially be... Is there anyone that is protecting them? Their own obligation to Russia. But that doesn't really mean much. So we could potentially just conquer that fairly quickly. How much do they have troops? Not a lot, so we could just use the army in India to really just defeat them. And no one's really likely to join on their side, so you know what, we'll just go ahead and start that already. They will not accept that, but we can go ahead and mobilize the small army and send it to the front line, and that will be more than enough to probably defeat them. I'm just going to make sure that you are set to advance the front. There we go, and our railway in Kabulistan is almost done, so what we could do... It's 2 weeks still, technically speaking. But we do need to get a little bit more bureaucracy, that's for sure. Because that's going to then allow us to get a bit more of the taxes back. So I suppose we got a decent bit... Oh, right, we don't really have that much workers in here. Are the lead mines? Okay, the lead mines are using the coal mines. We can put in the transportation there. That's going to free up a little bit more workers. That should be nice. So we don't have a lot of workers available there. Luristan, you know what? I'm going to go and build a government administration in there. It's not necessarily going to be good for the tax or the, you know, the efficiency in the sense that they don't have paper production there. Although we probably could get a little bit in there. We've got a logging camps in there. It doesn't, well, it's iron and logging camps there, so it's not that great. We can go ahead and now move the road maintenance from Kabulistan to Luristan. So we keep the maintenance or the construction costs for us. Oh, wow. Oh, wait, no. That's because it's stopped a construction, I think. So the construction, there we go. So it's 57,000 still, which has gone down a little bit again. Still not great, but it has improved. What's the private sector doing? Textile mill in Rostan? Oh, that's actually benefiting from the decree as well. Then coal mine in Khorasan. A logging camp in Tabriz. Then, so there's a lot of sort of basic stuff being built by the private sector right now, which is not really a bad thing. And they've got a decent bit of troops in here. Well, they've got decent quality troops compared to what we have here. Of course, they won't really be able to beat us. I don't think. We could use a bit more innovation. So that's another thing that we might want to just... Actually, Tabriz, we've got still plenty of people in there. Go and get another university built there, I think. It's going to cost us a bit. But, you know, we've got nearly 1 million in cash reserves right now, so we can afford doing that. That's going to give us... Actually, is that level... That's level 3, so that's going to be a little bit increase in the innovation. It should get us above 105 point something. I'm not entirely sure how far it's going to get us. But that will definitely help. And then, since we are capturing that one, there's still Chitral over here that we might want to conquer at some point. Except, oh, yeah, we can access through there. Oh, we're at the control part of Kabulistan. Okay. I do actually wonder, Chitral. We've got 5 battalions. We've got trade agreement in China, but that's about it. So I'm actually thinking, what if I open up a land route to China? That could help. They are our ally, essentially, right now. I think, what do we have? We've got defensive pact with them, and trade agreement. So that helps. And Spain is guaranteeing the independence of Qing. Oh, that's quite interesting. Right, the university in Tabriz is already coming along quite nicely, and the war has started. Our armies will be able to deal with this pretty easily, so we're not really going to pay too much attention there. They will eventually capitulate. So we are researching dynamite, still another 17 months away. Of course, once we get a bit of more innovation, it's going to be slightly faster, but it might not be like... The increase is going to be maybe 1 or 2 weeks sooner. It's not going to be that massive. Oh, right, and since we conquered a bit of areas, our litter rate did drop a little bit. I'm sure that it will start recovering, of course, but it is, you know... It's going to take a while. We got our first combat already in here, and the enemy's getting ruffle stomped there. Right, so is the construction speed in Tabriz? That is actually not too bad. Do we have more? No, actually, we don't have anything being built in Luristan right now, so I'm going to cancel the road maintenance and move that to Tabriz, just to speed up the process. There we go. That's going to make it a little bit cheaper for us. It's still 64,000 right now. Right, so what else do we need in large quantities? I mean, just grain would be quite nice. And I suppose another thing that I could do is just to... Actually, I suppose Tabriz, we've got a lot of opium plantations there. If we get a wheat farm in here, that would probably still help. I'm going to build that one. It's going to cost us a bit of money, but it's then going to start reducing the grain price. At least a little bit. It might not be that massive, but, you know, it might help at least somewhat reducing the deficit. Okay, so we're slowly winning the battles in here. We've got a second battle right now, I believe. Yeah, there's the second battle. There's a victory. And the front line is, I think we've got like 2/3 of the state. It's 52%. Okay. So we've got a bit more work to do. Oh, I think this overlaps with the Sikh Empire state over here. Okay. Oh, yeah. And Chitra as well. Alright, good to know. What are the resources in here? So lead, logging, a decent bit of agriculture. They do have a bit of industries, which is quite nice. We'll probably need to change some of those settings in there. Hey, standard living 10.1. And there we go. We just conquered this state. Let's have a look at the... we'll use the baking powder. Could probably put in the pot stills just in case. So we'll have a bit of extra production there. And we can probably use canned meat. The textile mills, we can go for the sew machines. We'll do the quality stuff anyway. How are we looking on workers over here? It's, they got a little bit unemployed there. Alright then, logging camp, we can use the sawmills. I don't know if we probably don't need the hardwood over here, let's be honest. Do we have railway already? I don't think we do. Well, the urban centers can get the public trams then to get some transportation at least. Market squares, of course. And lead mine's going to start using some coal. We can probably use the transportation over here as well. Just about. Then there's the wheat farms, which can definitely use some fertilizer. Livestock ranches. We can probably use the... Let's start with the butchering tools at least. Get a little bit of stuff going in there. Open plantations. Do we want to use... No, we're not going to use any more transportation right now. So I guess that doesn't really matter with those... Oh, right, and send out the filing cabinets. There we go. Now we've got 200 points, so... Kabulistan, I think it might be time for you to be incorporated. The state that we just conquered won't be incorporated quite yet, but somewhere down the line. Who deserves the credit? Definitely not the landowners, so I guess it's going to be the farmers then. Oh, and the wheat farms in Tabriz are almost done. Very good, very good. Right, so we've still got a third Iranian army. Oh, this is... Right, that's the army just doing the fighting. I'm going to get the defensive strategies over here from Intelligentsia. Put you on defense front orders there. Right, so we are still gaining some money, or again gaining some money. The private sector is doing a lot of construction. We're mostly mines and like resource gathering and such in general. Oh, actually, we're not building anything currently, so let's have a look. We definitely need to build something. I suppose fertilizer plant could be useful. Paper mills would be okay. Let's actually go ahead and do more paper mills. Let's see. Tabriz would be fairly profitable for that. They do need a decent bit of paper in there, so actually, yeah, we're going to build a level 1 in there. That's supposedly going to be built fairly quickly, I reckon. 20 weeks. It's not too bad. And that's going to then reduce the paper price here locally, which I'm guessing is... it's probably not the worst, but yeah, there's quite a deficit for it. So if we can reduce that deficit over there, that would be quite nice. We still don't have the fleet. I suppose that's another thing that we might want to start working on, is getting a little bit of fleet. Is the Hormuz... Okay, they got a bit of peasants there. I suppose what we could do... Well, first of all, we might want to recruit the Admiral here, finally. We'll get the Armed Forces one. And then we'll go ahead and get a bit of light ships. Like, we'll start with just one in Hormuz, for example. Construction efficiency over there is not great, mind you. It will be improving. I'm sure that the standard of living over here is slowly fixing the issues already. They don't have any, no, they don't have a construction section there, but that's fine. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also got links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.